Very nice. Namaste.
Just want to say hello. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. How is your health? Rishikesh is a very nice place. Beautiful.
So this just worked out. And I'll be here for promotion. I come in August for Austin. कि सारे मेरे friends आ रहे हैं. So लोग हमको ले आते हैं.
मधु जी का.
हाँ.
Okay.
पहले अगर हो सकता. आप ठीक हैं?
एकदम. Okay. So Swamiji will be here soon. Swamiji has asked me to welcome you all officially. Of course, Swamiji's welcoming is enough, but he has asked me to do that. We'll do that. And when Swamiji comes, he will continue his second session on Bhaja Govindam. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. How many of you are for the first time? Oh, 10, 15. That's very nice. Welcome all of you. And just wanted to share with a few points of the Gurukulam. Those who are already here and those who know about this, for them it is repetition, but please listen to me. And for others it's good information. So to begin with, Arsh Vidya Gurukulam was founded in 1986 by Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Then the second, all of you know about Swami Dayananji. You can read more through his books and website. So he's a distinguished traditional teacher of Vedanta. His depth of understanding and nuances appreciation of Western culture make him that a rare teacher who can communicate the vision of non-duality to modern listeners. And Swamiji is a huge kingdom of disciples. There's no kingdom, but disciples. And you can listen to Swami Sachidananda and so many other senior disciples. So that is about Puja Swamiji. And the third point is the traditional study of Vedanta is offered at Arsh Vidya Gurukulam. And all of you know what's Vedanta means, end of the Vedas, the Indian source book for spiritual knowledge. Though preserved in the Veda, it is a wisdom that transcends all religion. This vision that Vedanta unfolds is that reality of the self, the world and the God is one non-dual consciousness that both transcends and is the essence of everything. Knowing this, one is free from all struggle based on a sense of inadequacy. This Swamiji has been highlighting in his talks. And then point 5 will be curriculum. The purpose of establishing Arsh Vidya Gurukulam was to make the available teaching of Vedanta in an authentic, traditional manner. In addition, several classical Indian disciplines of knowledge have been incorporated into our programs, which are fruitful pursuits in their own right and can also serve in aids to the study of Vedanta. Then we have a wonderful Dakshinamurti temple. Then you have yoga studio. Then you have bookstore. We have a library. And Gurukulam has been offering a number of camps to begin with. Weekend meditation program from 1st and 3rd Saturdays with Swami Agamananji on Zoom. 1st and 3rd Sunday we offer Bhagavad Gita classes. And we have long weekend camps like Easter, Memorial, Independence, Thanksgiving, etc. Then week-long camps are there for family starting in July. And we have adult class, 5-week course with Swami Sachidananda and 1-week course with Swami Sachidananda. We also offer children camps. They come with parents and unaccompanied by parents. So like that, it's like, what can I say? In your house, you can have many keys for your rooms. When you have master key, you can open all the doors. That is the Gurukulam. So enjoy next session, and I welcome all of you to come here more often and be part of our programs. Thank you. Guru Dakshina. Hari Om. Yeah, some Guru Dakshina are there. At the end of the program, it is customary to offer Guru Dakshina to teacher. What we need is, of course, you have to fill up something. Apart from that, we need your email ID so that we can include our group email. Once a week, I will send the email of the programs. We will not bombard with the emails every day, every hour. Once a week you will get, I'm sure that is tolerable. So please do give your email if you haven't given us so far. Thank you.
Thank you, Shuddhatmaji.
And one more, the people who are from Long Island. So our, Dr. Urmila Bhatt and her group has arranged Swami Muktatmanji's talk on April 29th, 30th. All the details are there in this flyer. I have kept few flyers outside. Please have them. And if your friends are staying in that area, please do send a word and spread a word so that people can attend his talks. Thank you all.
We will begin the second session of Bhaja Govindam. Nice to see all of you, 80 people sitting here almost in the lecture hall for the Bhaja Govindam class. Please join me in the prayers, those who know the prayers. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The Bhaja Govindam text has become so famous and common that if you pass by in India and just mention Bhaja Govindam, people are familiar with it. When something touches human heart and invokes a sense of awe, a sense of wonder, and also takes you to a profound thought process or thinking, that stays. You don't need to do anything else. That's what has become, that is what has happened with reference to Ramayana. That's what has happened with reference to Bhagavad Gita. That's what has happened with reference to Mahabharata and countless texts of Sanatana Dharma. And also when it comes to Bhaja Govindam, the great M.S. Subbalakshmi sang these verses and made it so popular. So everybody, so many houses in the morning play this particular chant and invokes Viveka Vairagya in a listener. Moving further, I will chant one verse of Bhaja Govindam, a couple in the raga of M.S. Subbalakshmi, and will proceed further. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Samprapte sannihite kale nahi nahi rakshati dhukran karane. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Arthamanartham bhavaya nityam nasti tatha sukhalesha satyam putradapi dhana bhajam bhitihi sarvatresha vihitaritihi. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Shankaracharya is elaborating furthermore about a life which is just based on desires. Or if one is just involved with dharma, artha and kama purusharthas. It's like being stuck in the high school forever. What an unpleasant situation that you are stuck in a particular stage. So in our Coimbatore Anekatti Harshavidya Gurukulam, there used to be this very senior resident, Ramanji. He used to be an associate of Pujya Swamiji from a very, very long time. And there was this humble, very simple person who is our watchman, who is to do this work in the Gurukulam as a watchman. Ramani, his name is. So for a long time, he has been looking at the Gurukulam, and he is not educated or anything in the formal sense, but a very, very simple, pure-hearted person. So Ramani has been seeing Gurukulam from so many 25 years, and he's seeing batch after batch, students come, they will all be holding books in their hands all the time and walking around in the Gurukulam. They are there for 3 years, 3.5 years, and the whole batch goes out of the ashram, and a new batch comes in for a new 3-year course. So this Ramani was observing Ramanji. All the time Ramanji is there, batches come and go, batches with books and all, they go back. But this Ramanji is always there constant. So one day, this Ramani, our simple, gentle watchman asked Ramanji, I have been looking at you, people come, study and pass and go, why are you failing all the time? Have you not passed all these years? His understanding was simple. Well, that should not happen. What Ramani imagined, that a person has not passed in spite of being in the Gurukulam for so long. That's not the case of Ramanji, but his perception, our Ramani watchman's perception, that a person is failing but getting stuck. That's not a desirable situation. Even a simple person who is uneducated could recognize it is not good to get stuck. So like that, we should never be stuck in any stage of life. The ancients conceived these 4 ashramas: brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyasa. So that there is always progression where there is growth. What about vanaprastha? It is a life dedicated to the Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. And what is sannyasa, really speaking? It is not just changing the color of the clothes. It is with reference to the inner disposition. One got to be sannyasi, everybody. How? Internally. Not that everybody should be formal sannyasi. We don't have so many rooms in the ashram. So it's not that, but what is the spirit? Everybody got to grow out of everything and be a sannyasi internally, wherever you are. A flower doesn't go to another place to blossom. Wherever the bud is, there itself it blooms and becomes a beautiful flower. So you need not give up homes and be in search of somewhere else. So it's wherever you are, put effort in Shravana Manana Nididhyasana and blossom like a lotus or a beautiful flower. In fact, sometimes grihasthas or students keep on complaining that, oh, my situation is not conducive for sadhana. No, if this situation is not conducive, just by changing a place, all other problems will also come in that place also. That's why we have this beautiful word for lotus. It's called pankaja. So in the muddy waters itself, it blossoms. If the lotus were to be waiting for one day, clean water will come and then I will blossom, it will never happen. You will only be waiting in front of a painted door. Never happens. So the whole vision of Vedanta is to grow internally wherever you are. Wherever you are, you blossom. That's what has to happen. And that's what Adi Shankaracharya is indicating in this verse, to look at the limitations of getting stuck. Artham anartham bhavaya nityam. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. You all know the Chaturvidha Purushartha. Artha is our movement towards gaining securities, wealth and securities. In fact, wealth is a good word. If objects were to be giving all the security, our ashram halls would be empty. Right? So, artha is a movement to acquire resources and wealth to run the life. Nothing wrong in it. It is a natural movement of humanity, of human life. Everything needs resources. So the resources are important. They have their place. Artham anartham bhavaya nityam. May you note, Adi Shankara is telling, may you note that artham, the purushartha, the effort to acquire resources itself is not the ultimate goal of life. It is one of the intermediate goals of life. It helps you function in life. That's all it is. Artham anartham. May you note that it is not the parama purushartha. It is not the ultimate pursuit. In fact, people who are totally dedicated in such a life are very, very, very poor in the heart. Very poor internally. That's how, because in spite of all the wealth and securities, they are the most insecure people inside. Never the hand goes to give something to somebody. Never somebody goes on to help some other person. The person is so insecure that all the time he or she is involved in gaining and acquiring more and more and artha, more artha, more artha, never satisfied, insecure all the way. So in one house in India, in Indian household, there was a wedding ceremony coming up of the daughter of that house. So there was a lot of shopping to be done. So the wedding party, the whole family goes to shop for clothes, saris, and clothes, everything. So this mother-in-law, the going to be bride, everybody went for shopping for saris to be given as gifts to various people in the house. So they go to the shop and say, our daughter's wedding, शादी हो रही है घर में, तो आप हमारे ननद के लिए बहुत अच्छा साड़ी दिखाइएगा. So the shopkeeper showed very nice grand sari for the nanad. So the sari is bought. Then they said, मासी के लिए बहुत बढ़िया एक साड़ी दिखाइएगा. So the Masi's sari was purchased. In their household, there was a very simple lady who was working. हमारे कामवाली के लिए थोड़ा सस्ता साड़ी दिखाइएगा. So they showed some sasta sari for the kamwali and they got it. So they finished the shopping and came home. Now the kamwali, a very pure person, is so happy. Now the child, which she enabled her whole childhood, she was there to play and she helped her grow up. Now that daughter of the house is getting married. Now this kamwali wants to give her something. So she goes to the sari store and says, हमारे in my employer's house शादी हो रही है, एक अच्छी साड़ी दिखाइएगा, एक बढ़िया साड़ी दिखाइएगा. Who is rich, who is poor now? The kamwali said, एक बढ़िया साड़ी दिखाइएगा. The owner of the house said, एक सस्ता साड़ी दिखाइएगा. So if one is not insecure, one is not secure within, all the time over obsessed with the pursuit of artha, we may be economically rich, but internally suffering from, or not, the person is not suffering, really the person is very, very poor within, doesn't have any bigness of heart. That's the limitation of making artha an entire pursuit of life. Artha, securities. There is a human heart as insecurity within, and we don't know how to handle it. The first natural thing comes to a human mind is to fill it up with resources, artha. More and more and more, more and more. It's okay, let them be, whatever level. But that should not be my only aim in life. I should not get stuck there. Let the profession keep happening. Bhagavan has given strength in the body. There is intellect, there is intelligence, there is power in the hands. As long as we can do some work and gather some resources for oneself and to help others, why not? Shariram khalu dharmasya sadhanam. This sharira is given by Ishvara for the sadhana of dharma and moksha. So let us go through the natural course of life. Nothing wrong in that. But always remembering and recognizing this fact that artha itself is not the parama purushartha. For that matter, add dharma and kama also is here. Dharma purushartha itself is also not the ultimate purushartha. Kama, always looking for avenues of pleasure, that is not how life got to be. Then what it is? One has to be focused to the grand, big purushartha, which is the moksha, which is the freedom. In fact, I wish that everybody has a taste of little bit. Everybody does have the taste of inner freedom. Everybody does have. Everybody knows how it feels to be desireless. How it feels for few precious moments, at least sacred moments, I call it, that it is possible to be free from desires. From our obsessions with dharma, artha, kama, it is a possibility. And once you discover the taste for it, our orientation towards the moksha purushartha becomes more and more effulgent. That shows us the way. That shows us the way. Nasti tata sukha lesha satyam. Adi Shankaracharya is telling, hey, listen, I'm going to tell you a universal truth. Nasti tataha sukha leshaha. In that just the pursuit of artha or dharma, artha, kama, there's not even ounce of sukha, sukha lesha, not even residue of sukha. In fact, what we find through engagements with all the sense pleasures is just sukha lesha, just some residue. Because we do not even know what real ananda is, we are mistaking some duplicate thing for the original. So the ananda or the pleasures that you get from sense organs are just fleeting pleasures. They are there as long as the sense organ is in touch with the sense object. Can it be possible? Can it be a possibility? Because this is what we all know about being happy. This kind of simpleton definition. What is being in pleasure and happy? All the time having objects of pleasure. All the time. When they are not there, we become miserable. Life becomes miserable. If we have not grown out of our engagements with pleasure avenues, life becomes very, very miserable. Why? You see, when there is strength in the body, you are bored, immediately you can take your keys and go for a long drive or for a vacation. You are bored or disenchanted with the world or feeling little dull or this thing, you can immediately go and eat something. Go out and eat, experience another avenue of sense pleasure. Or go watch a movie or look at some trail or some park or whatever it could be. It's all a possibility. Or the most common pleasure, the pleasure of the tongue. Keep on eating something one after the other. So it's a possibility. But then as the body ages, the strength is not there to engage like the same way that we used to engage in the teen years. Now the strength is diminishing in the body. There is an inner void. I do not know how to be with myself, nor have I have any taste of real ananda. Now when I am bored, I cannot just grab keys and go away for a vacation. Now when I'm irritated, I just cannot go for a refresh shopping or eating out. No, then what do? The person becomes most miserable person. In India, this happens so many times. There's this aging or aged mother-in-law all the time complaining about the food of the daughter-in-law. You serve anything, she complains. Anything you bring, complaining. What has happened? The taste buds have diminished now. 80, 90 years have happened. She's in 95, 93, 89. The sense taste buds are gone. Now don't know how to entertain myself. The life I know is to pleasure myself by eating something or the other. Now that avenue is not available. I become a very, very bitter, miserable person. Nobody wants that. So the instruction of Bhaja Govindam is to grow out of all dependencies at the earliest. All dependencies. As I said, presence or absence of anything should not disturb you. So one grows out of all dependencies. Nasti tataha sukhalesha satyam. In just the pursuit of artha, not even an ounce of real ananda is there. We must recognize. So then should we stop living life, Swamiji? No, let life go on. Let life go on. But change your orientation. The whole orientation is changed. No more I am doing anything for the sake of pleasure or happiness. I do what is to be done. life becomes very plain and simple. In fact, in simple there is beauty, but we complicate it. Simple. You wake up, there are certain things to do. Whatever is to be done becomes evident, just go through it. Day passes without any agraha, that this day has to be in this way alone, otherwise I won't accept it. Putradapi dhana bhajam bhitihi. So our Indian context. Here at least this problem is not there. So what happens? You have accumulated a lot of wealth. Now, putradapi dhana bhajam bhitihi. Now father and mother are scared of their own sons and daughters because now they will be eyeing on father's and mother's wealth. Still happens there. So many episodes of anger, frustration happens between the parents and the children because of the property issue. In fact, this property litigation is one of the oldest court cases. What is the whole Mahabharata? Property case. Property litigation. So, putradapi dhana bhajam bhitihi. So, we fear, the parents or the person fears one's own sons and daughters because of this wealth, because the whole pursuit has been this. All that person knows is just money, 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 nothing else. Money is required. Everything has a place and everything should be in its place. There's a place for everything, everything should be in its place. Money should be in the pocket, not in the head. That's the place for artha. Pocket is the place for artha, not the head. If you keep carrying it in your head, it becomes very heavy, you become highly egoistic, and the world appears very differently to you. So let it be in its place, you go on with your life. So I personally know of so many families where there's so much division between the son and father and mother because of this property. They try to control the sons and daughters through the property. After a point, sometimes they are not even interested in it now. Now what to do? Son came off to US, least interested in father's property there. What to do? Life goes, topples, don't know what to do. So this whole orientation of artha will spoil our life. Sarvatraisha vihita ritihi. This is the way around obsession with wealth, not only in one country, it is all over. So may you be aware of it. May you be aware of it. In fact, Bhaja Govindam can be looked at in this way. As we are driving, there are so many signs, hazard signs. They keep putting those signs. Do not go here. This thing, road work happening. This is not the turn to take. Do not speed here. Accidents are likely to happen in this curve. Decrease your speed. So many caution signs so that we reach our destination safely, smoothly and happily. Bhaja Govindam is also giving all those hazard signs. You try to go this way. No, not that way. Come to the straight path. Chakka Niraja Marga, Tyagaraja Swami says in his Telugu composition. When highway is available, why do you take side roads? So our focus is on the highway. So that is what this verse is telling. Artham anartham bhavaya nityam nasti tataha sukhalesha satyam. This is the truth. Not even 1 ounce of happiness is there in all the objects of the world. You have the delusion that objects keep giving you ananda. In fact, what has happened at that moment, desire has come to an end. You have the insight, you have a taste of your own true nature, which is ananda, but you have now predicated it to the object. I'll explain it through a quick example and we will move. You wanted a car and now you have ordered the car. Now there was a desire to get a particular model of the car. So much is bubbling inside and you have put an order, this, that, everything. So much was going on, and in order to fulfill that one desire, so much work, this, that was all underway. And then now finally, the keys is put on your hand. That whole transaction is ended now. Now you feel, wow, Ananda. Now what a human mind ordinarily does? Oh, now I'm feeling very nice and happy, and this happiness is coming from this car key and the car. No. Look at it. What happened at that moment zero? When you have the touch, when your hands have the car key, the desire to acquire a car has ended. Isn't it so? Desire to acquire a car, that desire has come to an end. That gives you the Ananda, that end of desire there. You have transcended the desire through a material means. But now to apply that in the spiritual life, to transcend all desires, to transcend all desires. No more my Ananda is based on fulfilling a desire, because life cannot go on like that, fulfilling one desire after the other, fulfilling one desire after the other. It doesn't work. It cannot happen. It's impractical. So I grow out of the very desire. I grow out of the very desire. So that gives you a lot of inner freedom, and you recognize that nasti tataha sukha lesha. Sukha lesha, not even residue, 1 ounce of sukha is not there in the material pursuit. But the Vyavaharika world goes on because that's how it is. Natural things happen naturally, and then you go forward. Moving further, Shankaracharya has one more nice verse on outgrowing. Balastavat krida saktaha tarunastavat taruni saktaha vriddhastavat chinta saktaha parame brahmani kopina saktaha Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. He is again very picturestically presenting the moment of human life. Balastavat krida saktaha. So entire childhood is lost in just playing with toys. I told you in the earlier class, many adults are also, there is a inner child sitting there and then playing with other type of toys, that's all. Balastavat krida saktaha. Whole chunk of life is spent in just play. Tarunastavat taruni saktaha. The youth is spent in spending time with the attraction towards the other person. So boy is all the time spending his time in the chintana of chinta or asaktihi of a girl. Girl is doing the same. This person is doing about other person. That person is doing about this person. So that's all the whole teen life is spent. It's all very nice. Okay? But now, the vruddhapya when it comes, cannot help. Vriddhastavat, there is one new engagement in vruddhapya, old age. One new thing comes up, new engagement. All the time one is engaged with this new pursuit. One new pursuit. What is that new pursuit? Chinta. All the time worry, anxiety. Worry and anxiety only comes when you think about future. Only when you think about future. So one person came to me. I told, because I gave a discourse like this, worry comes only when you think about the next day, when you are worried about tomorrow. Don't be worried about tomorrow. Stay in the present moment. Swami gave the discourse. So one person told me, Swamiji, I'm not at all worried about tomorrow. You told in the class, actually, I live like that. I'm not at all worried about tomorrow, but I'm worried, Swamiji. What about that? Swamiji, I have enough money for tomorrow. I'm not at all worried. Then what are you worried about? I'm worried about day after tomorrow. Mind keeps on imagining hypothetical scenarios. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if that happens? What if this happens? All the time we are worried. Thus, entire lifetime is vridhapya is lost in chinta. Back of the mind, like what is that? Some ear condition is there where you keep on hearing some noise inside. Tinnitus. Tinnitus. Okay. It's like that. Doctor is sitting, so good. So all the time there is this inner noise. All the time about chinta. Chinta, what will happen? What if this happens? What if this happens? You see, if you want to play around with hypothetical scenarios, it is endless. Anything can happen. Is there any limit to imagining hypothetical situations? What if this happens? What if that happens? We have to make an objective plan and then be there. That's it. Be comfortable. Downsize, do this and that, and set a retirement plan and be done with it. What else can we do? What else can we do? Having done a few things physically which are under our control, we do our best and we got to leave it there. That's it. Otherwise, entire vridhapya will be spent in chinta, worried. What will happen to me? What will happen to me? Sa pa sa. In the Shruti, no? What will happen to me? What will happen tomorrow? What if this happens? What if I fall down? What if this breaks? What if that breaks? What if son doesn't talk to me? What if daughter doesn't return phone calls? This, that. All the time it goes. Not worth living like that. Life has to be lived in the freshness of the present moment. Freshness of the present moment. So, when you transcend, when you outgrow the pursuit of dharma, artha, kama, you have this inner freedom, a life without chinta. Wow. Suppose you had that ear condition, now you went to a doctor, ENT specialist, and fixed it. Wow, you feel wow. What happened? Your original condition is restored, that's all. Some new thing did not happen. The disease is cured. Health is restored. Swasthyam, our real nature. When we transcend this pursuit, what happens? You come to understand, get established in your own true, real nature. In Sat, Chit and Ananda. So you're no more interested in this Sukha Lesha. You have gained, you have an insight of real Ananda. Now you want to do more and more Manana and Nididhyasana and abide in that vision, abide in that sacred place of Sat, Chit, Ananda. So you grew out of it. And you are not stuck in the Vridhapya all the time, thinking about the Chinta. And Acharya Shankara is ironically making a comment that Parame Brahmani kopi na sakta. Nobody has asakti in Parabrahma. Everybody is only involved in the limited. Nobody is having any time and vision for limitless. It's as if being comfortable with our chains, our prison walls that we have created. It should not happen. One has to focus more and more on Atmecha. Atmecha vyavasiyatam. Acharya Shankara says that we pay attention to the ultimate pursuit of human life, which is moksha. And what is that moksha? In the next verse, 23rd verse, which is there in your handout, Acharya Shankara points out how to undergo that self-enquiry. Having recognized this, there is no Sukhalesha in the world, and then I have to be now focused on the Parabrahma Tattva. How do I do it? What is the crux of that enquiry? He presents here, Kastvam koham kuta ayataha. Hey, ponder over these questions. Instead of questioning, why did it happen to me? Why does bad things happen to good people all the time? Why did this happen to me alone? Why every family seems to be happy? Why am I like this? My family alone is like this. Every family has their own problems. You are not aware of it. They are not showing it to you. That's all. That's all it is. So instead of being involved in some simpleton questions of why did it happen to me? Why? What is the cause? So people are like this. Cause hunters. All the time hunting the cause. Something happened. Why did it happen to me? Maybe Jupiter did something to me. Maybe it's because of the Shani Bhukti, Dasha, whatever. All the time, simply blaming somebody or the other. Here, some psychological paradigms make people blame their father and mother. There, people start blaming the stars and grahas. It's initially, in the whole paradigm is shifting the blame, that's all. In that sense, you can use astrology. For that moment, at least you have shifted the blame. So may you use the space available to do Atma Vichara. Okay? So instead of asking those silly questions, why he is happy, why am I not happy? Meaning what? You want that person also to be sad? So sadistic, isn't it so? You want everybody to be deceased and everybody to be unhappy and then crying because you are crying? Very, very bad outlook of life. We don't inquire much. That's why it all seems very nice to ask those questions. Swamiji, why does good things happen to bad people? No. Gahana karmano gatihi. Shri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, you can never know the ways of karma. Why, what happens to whom, for what reason? No. Pujya Swamiji used to say, it's like a bowl of noodles. If you pull one strand, what strand it is connected to, you never know. It's all interconnected there. So you can't pinpoint, this happened because of this graham. We cannot do it. It's not keeping with the vision of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is not agreeing on that principle at all. Ghana karmano gati. In the tall order of karma, which itself is Ishvara, things happen. I accept. Things happen and I accept. So instead of asking silly questions, we have to ask these most profound questions of Vedanta. Kastvam koham kuta ayataha. Who are you? Who am I? From where did we come from? Where did the whole of this originate? Where? Kata ayataha. Kuta ayataha. Kame janani kome tataha. In this world, I'm connected to one person as a father, one person as a mother. Is that all? Is it? Is that all? Is there a higher power which is enabling this entire connection of birth? Or is it father and mother are some or God Ishvara equivalent that they manufacture a child? Does it happen like that? No. There's again further cause. There's again further cause. Father and mother, immediate cause. But how did they get created? There is another cause. Another cause. But no, deeply look into the cause. Keep looking at the cause. Do not fix anywhere. Keep it open. Go on inquiring. Go on inquiring. And Upanishad, when you come to Mandukya Upanishad, the Upanishad shows there is no one fixed cause like that. It's all projection. What is the cause, if at all you want cause so badly? The cause is the projection of human mind, which projects the entire world and imagines many relationships. And when that doesn't happen, we become very bitter. But we don't learn any lessons. We again go for something else. So it goes on in this chakra. So ask this profound, inquire into these profound questions. Who am I? Am I just the body? Is there something more to me? Who are you? Who am I? Where did we all come from? Is there any reality to this, all this, real reality to all the relationships? Of course, vyavaharically, there are some relationships. But is that all? Is there something more? Iti. So may you inquire thus all the time look into it. Iti paribhavya Sarvamasaram. Notice that there is no real sara in anything, in any relationship, any object. There's no real essence. Because how do you say that? Can you elaborate, Swamiji? Yes. If there is some reality in an object or a relationship, it should stay like that forever, isn't it so? If there is any real reality in it, what it is, it should stay like that forever. If there is real stuff in the flower, it should remain as it is forever. Does it? Show one thing in the Jagat which remains unchanged. Any one object. As even we are talking, the Swami is talking, listeners are listening, the body has aged and changed. The food, the morning upma and poha is digested. Everything is changing. Nothing is constant. No real stuff there, because if it has to be constant. But there is something which is underneath, underlying all the nama rupas, which is ever present. What is that? The presence itself. There's easiness. The flower is. Swami is. Class is. Hunger is. That easiness is never getting changed. It is all the time present. May you focus on that. Instead of getting involved with nama rupa all the time, focus on that. That is what is the inquiry. Who am I? Just the body. Is there something more to me? In this relationship, is there any real essence? If it is there, it has to be like the same, how it started all the time. It's not there. It's not there. It's constantly changing. So a couple got married. They were very, very happy. We Swamis make marriage jokes, don't mind. It's just a joke. Nothing against marriage. It's the most wonderful institution of Sanatana Dharma, Grahastha-ashrama. It has given a status of an ashrama. Nothing in it, but we joke. You can make Swami jokes too. I'm open to it. So, well, a couple got married. They're very, very happy. So, the husband is very, very happy. So, husband said, in our Sanatana Dharma, once we have tied the knot for 7 janmas, we are going to be together. I pray to Bhagavan that you become my wife for next 7 janmas. So, the wife said, may this be my 7th janma. Everything gets boring, we lose the essence. Real essence is not there in anything. Do not get stuck anywhere. The real essence, underlying essence, the reality is only Sat, existence, Chit, the consciousness that you are aware that you are, and Ananda or Ananta, that there is no limit to this Sat and Chit that is indicated by Ananda. That is the real Ananda. So, an entire change in the moment of life, that we are focused on Nama Rupa. Now, we focus on the underlying principle of Sat, Chit, Ananda, which our true nature is. So that's why Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Iti paribhavya sarvamasaram. So may you notice that there is asara in everything. There is no sara at all. Now, one very beautiful Guru Nanak Dev's Kriti, he says, Kam krodh madlobh nivaro chad de sab sant jana kahe nanak shah suno bhagavanta या जग में कोई नहीं अपना या जग में कोई नहीं अपना सुमिरन कर ले मेरे मना mere man. Same vision echoes everywhere. Look at the fundamentals of any text of Sanatana Dharma, different aspects of Sanatana Dharma, same truths, same universal truths. Shankaracharya is telling, iti paribhavya sarvamasaram. Notice, kame janani kome tataha. Who is there? Who is your real father? Who is your real mother? Is anybody going to be there for you permanently? Enquire upon that. Ya jag mein koi nahi apna. As if Guru Nanak is giving answer, Devji is giving answer to this. Koi nahi apna. Nobody. We come as an individual, we go back as an individual. The jiva, for the physical body wise. So, but make use of this sharira to know what indwells this sharira. That Atma Tattva, that Paramatma Tattva. Vishwam Tyaktva Swapna Vicharam. So the Vishwam Tyaktva, knowing this, transcend the world. Tyaktva, give it up, throw it. Tyaktva can be very boldly interpreted like that also. What it is? Throw the world, meaning what? You understand the symbolic meaning of it. Now do not expect security and ananda from the world, that's all. That is like putting world aside. You put the world aside. Now, whole world is swapnaiva. Whole jagat, the day-to-day experiences are swapnaiva. Just like a dream, is there any logic to what happens in the dream? No, no logic. So similarly, in the waking world, why what happens? There is no logic at all. So just go through the day. Do what is to be done, never expecting security and ananda of the world. My God, what a freedom it is. You become fearless. No fear, no expectation from anyone, anything. Thus, no fear. When is fear? When I'm expecting something and I'm now seeing, okay, what if it doesn't happen? What if that doesn't happen? What if I don't get accepted? What if fear? No. No expectation from the world, relationships, objects, whatsoever. I do what is to be done, just go through life. That is the power of Viveka and Vairagya. That it gives you fearlessness. In fact, what is moksha? Fearlessness. Taittiriya Upanishad defines moksha. What is moksha? Abhaya pratishtham vindate. Abhaya pratishtham vindate. You get established in fearlessness. If that is not moksha, I do not know what other moksha is. Really. I speak from what I know for sure. That if abhaya is not moksha, trust me, you are not going to get any other type of moksha. And words of Shruti cannot be wrong. Abhaya pratishtham vindate. One gets established in fearlessness when you transcend desires, when you are not stuck up anywhere, not even in grihastha-ashrama, not even in brahmacharya, not even vanaprastha, not even stuck up in sannyasa. You discover fearlessness within, with which you approach each day freshly. We'll conclude this session. I'll take up this last verse. Acharya Shankara is bringing in the Guru. Guru charanam bhuja nirbhara bhaktaha samsarad chirad bhava muktaha sendriya manasa niyamadevam drakshasi nija hridayasthadevam Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. He says, he addresses now the students, O devotee of the lotus feet of the Guru. He's bringing in that that great guidance of Guru under which this entire enquiry is to be undergone. That this enquiry becomes very, very smooth when you have the grace of the Guru. He's as if blessing the devotee, saying that, "Oh, you, the devotee of the feet of the Guru." See, in the Sanatana Dharma, the feet is worshipped. Nothing wrong with it. We don't have to feel inferior about it. It is our culture. That's how our culture is structured. In the Eastern cultures are structured. In the Western culture, it is about the hand. It is all about the hand. In the Eastern culture, it is all about the feet. It's just cultural. It is just symbolic. Also, the other symbolic meaning is why the Shishya worships the feet of the Guru is because the Shishya wants to walk on the path of the Guru. That's why the symbolism of the feet. And feet represents on which the entire body is standing on, the base, the adhara. So the adhara for a guru is satya. Shishya also wants to get established in the satyam. That's why he worships the feet of the guru, feet of the mother, feet of the father, feet of the Bhagavan. Why that culture is because of this, that I am interested in the adhara. And feet becomes a symbol to represent that adhara. So Shankaracharya is as if blessing, may you soon become free of samsara. He's blessing all of us that may you very soon become free from samsara. How? Sendriya manasa niyama devam. Sendriya manasa niyama devam. By the discipline of senses and the mind. Shama and Dhamma. Through that. And bring in all the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Whenever you hear one word of Vairagya, bring in everything else also in Vedanta. You hear Viveka, bring in everything. So, just like when you think of paneer butter masala, then you order naan also, then you add salad also. You order one portion of side dish of rice also. How every side dish gets added. So, Viveka word comes, bring in everything else also. So, that's how you got to do it. Sendriya manasa niyama devam. By the mastery and continued effort in terms of shamadama, uparama, titiksha, all of it. And says that you will definitely have the darshan. You will see, here darshana, seeing is knowing. In Sanskrit, both of them have the same meaning. So do not wait for to see the Atma. It's not an object. You will come to see Nijaha. You will come to see the truth in your own heart, in your sacred space of your own mind and heart. So that is what this select verses of Bhaja Govindam is. May we all be inspired by these very, very straight pointers from Adi Shankaracharya, starting from never being controlled by one's desires, never being stuck in any stage of life, never making dharma, artha, kama itself as the only purusharthas in life, to transcend, grow up from kindergarten and primary high school to come to PhD, which is the moksha. Never get stuck there, and never be chintasaktaha, full of chinta all the time. Give up that engagement with the hypothetical scenarios of the future. Having done all of it, focus your mind in Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. What is Shravana? Is all about Kastvam Koham Kuta Ayataha. Who am I? The whole inquiry is this exploring this most profound question, and recognize that this Sachidananda Atma is one's own true nature. Be less and less involved with Namarupa and turn inward, and then be established in your own self, and never forget your status. Shankaracharya addresses all of us as Guru Charanam Bhuja Nirbhara Bhaktaha. Who am I? So and so Swami? No. Guru Charanam Bhuja Nirbhara Bhaktaha. Who are you? Mr. So and so? No. Guru Charanam Bhuja Nirbhara Bhaktaha. A devotee. Devotee is who? Devoted, one who is devoted to truth. That you are never fail to recognize the grace and the guidance of the Guru that is required for this pursuit, and may this pursuit be very smooth and happy. So I have something small written, a personal note for all of you at the end of this booklet. You all may take a silent corner in the Gurukulam later or in your own homes and ponder more on these truths. So it was wonderful to have this 2 doses of vaccine with of Bhaja Govindam with you all. Now we will meet again for the booster dose very soon. I'll be traveling back to Bangalore on 25th. And then I'll come back to the Gurukulam again in the first week of August. So it has been a pleasure to share the teachings of Vedanta across a number of outreach satsangs, classes, talks at the formal venues and at the Gurukulam. The grace of Pujya Swamiji enables all of us to do this work, with the blessings of Sri Swami Viditatmananda ji, blessings of Swami Tattvavidananda ji, the presence and the teachings of Sri Swami Muktatmananda ji, the institution, vibrant, only one of its kind of institution where you get to learn Advaita Vedanta in a traditional, most beautiful manner is available. I'll end the talk with the Shanti Mantra. Before that, Bhaja Govindam of Adi Shankaracharya, a commentary of Swami Viditatmananda ji is available at the bookstore. So those of you want to know all the verses and work and read more about it, you're welcome to get the copy from the bookstore. So that is available. So we will meet again. Happy to have you all for this vichara in this occasion. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.